Konnichiwa! I am the most famous Madam Geisha. Please allow me to entertain you.
If you've paid any attention to the things I do on the internet, and let's be honest, why would you? You'll know that I'm a very recent fan of the Sly Cooper series, having only this past year played through the 3 games. Sly Cooper Thieves in Time is the 4th entry into the series developed by Sanzaru Games. If I'm to be completely honest, I was a bit skeptical of the fact that Sucker Punch wouldn't be developing the game, as the Sly 4 developers really didn't have much of a library of games under their belt. Thankfully though, my worries were put to rest when I slid the disc seductively into the PS3's tray and booted it on with a gentle yet firm press. Let me go ahead and get the final word out right now. Sly 4 is a bit drab at times, and not much of a challenge, but it is loads of fun, and one of the best executed games of this console generation. Now that we've got what I've paid to say out of the way, let the gushing commence. If you are new to the series, you'll be delightfully surprised to see a very informative and very long cutscene that explains all of the events up to this point, whether you want it to or not. In summary, after Sly 3, Bentley has been keeping track of the series' MacGuffin, which is kind of like that magical notebook Nick Cage had in those boring movies about history, except instead of being filled with uninteresting things like clues, it instead tells you how to better commit crimes. One day, Sheldon notices that parts of the book are vanishing, as if history itself is being undone. Yada yada yada, the gang needs to get back together and travel through time to fix the past. This time around, in a slight sense of irony, Sly is taking a page from Indiana Jones' book by beating up foreigners and stealing their precious cultural artifacts for rich people. It's a good thing this treasure isn't of any historical importance or anything, because I really need another costume and a new moveset to better beat these uncivilized people to death with. That's right, you actually go around stealing priceless 2B artifacts to sell in the future for heinous amounts of money, which, I might add, is pretty much the entire plot point of why we're stopping the bad guy in the first place. Through the course of our adventures, we run into Sly's ancestors in 5 historical flavors, including a ninja, a cowboy, a caveman, a medieval knight, and a racist cartoon. Let me quickly point out that the only way this could have been any more racist is if he strapped a bomb to his chest and began burning American flags. The ever-so kid-appropriate Carmelita Fox also manages to get herself involved in this timey travel business because reasons. All of these characters assist in their own unique ways in Sly's attempt to thwart our big bad villain, who is best described as the abhorrent love child of Pepe Le Pew and Carmen Sandiego. His evil plans amount to flying through time to steal the canes of history's greatest thieves for the sole satisfaction of knowing that a skunk from the future, with lasers, a giant flying fortress, and all the technological advancements of a society capable of time travel, can steal wooden sticks from people whose society's most advanced achievements include the spittoon and the realization that your town smells less if you go poop in the woods. After about 10 hours of adventuring, Caramel Macchiato Fox gets kidnapped like the strong, independent female she is, and because fuck logic, Sly decides to go in first, after acknowledging that it's a trap, for the sole purpose of getting captured so he doesn't have to do any of the work for the next part. After rounding up the ancestors, and apparently posing for a photo no one took, Bill and Ted help them collect their canes to fix the Paradoxomacaulage, which helps because... More stuff happens, and the game climaxes with a sword fight atop an exploding dirigible between Sly and Pepe Le Pair of Socks. Even if the final boss was more or less a glorified QuickTime event, I felt it was well executed and gave the final sequence enough style and finesse that the complex controls would make it impossible for your Call of Duty noob-tubing plebeian brain. Despite the vast diversity of play, the game does at times feel a bit samey or old, and you may get the feeling that you've done the same job several times before. Overall though, Sly 4 is a wonderful experience, and if you find the 20+ hours worth of gameplay are still not quite enough for you, you can always go browse DeviantArt for furry slashfic, which will benefit us all, as it will keep your awkward trips to the petting zoo to
every time I hear this tune, it makes me wanna move. I feel the feeling it brings to you, that makes you feel